In today's episode, we're going to talk about the crimes of the tongue and how important it is to first observe, recognize, and see what you're saying to others, to yourself, in your thoughts. They're all crimes of the tongue. And that's today's episode 69 on the Stacey A. Cross Show. Hey, I am Stacey A. Cross, and there is no E in my name. Let's get into what is the crimes of the tongue. I think you have an idea, a good idea about what it is, but let me go through a little bit so you could see what we're doing to really set our path, in life. Just the other day, let me give you an example. I said to someone, "Hey, listen, your hair looks nice." But yeah. They disregarded the compliment of your hair is nice and went into how they feel about themselves. And this is a self-image piece, right? You get to really locate how people think of themselves through what they say about themselves. If you're the champion of your own world, if you create your own reality, if what you see is what you know, right? If what you see is what you believe, if you see it first, then believe it next, and you automatically place negative. All right, let's get into what the crimes of the tongue are. They're words of unkindness, of anger, of malice, of envy, of bitterness, of harsh criticism, gossip, lying, and scandal. All right. I was on YouTube. I was scrolling. I was a scroller on YouTube. In fact, I just realized that my phone is, and I'm not optimizing it so much, but my phone is waterproof. So you know what? I go in the shower with YouTube on. Like, I put it in the little thing where you put the soaps and the shampoos. I put it up there and I'm like watching videos and I'm like, oh, cool. So now I get to maximize my time in the shower. But I watch, I love Reverend Ike. If you get a chance, listen to Reverend Ike. But I watch his videos, and then he's long gone now. He's been passed away. So rest in peace, Reverend Ike. What he did for his congregation was amazing. But I ended up scrolling and I saw what's happened to 6ix9ine Tekashi. Tekashi 6ix9ine is a rapper that came out of nowhere. You might know him. You might have seen him. Not my type of music, but he got he got attention. That's one thing. Okay, he got attention. Money follows attention, as you know what they say. So of course it popped up on my screen there on YouTube. Recommended for you, Stacey. How Tekashi 9 got FBI indicted, okay? And so it came up, but along with other videos. So once I clicked into that video and I seen what happened to him, he had the rainbow hair, the rainbow Skittles teeth, and pop, 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 Trey White, rah, rah, rah. If you're into that, you're into that, okay? Okay, great. I like looking at business too, let's look at his marketing, let's look at his business. But this event, of course, unforeseen, unfortunate event that happened to him. But I was looking at the other videos. My opinion on Tekashi 6ix9ine. My opinion on Tekashi 6ix9ine. What happened to 6ix9ine? What happened to 6? You don't know. Okay, you don't know. So all of these are gossip merchants, right? That they thrive off of this. And, if that's what they do, I always say, listen, I don't watch the news and I don't speak about the news or, immediately like, oh my God, you heard what happened down here? 4 people got shot. It's almost like I don't have anything else to talk to you about, so I'm going to talk about some negative shit because then we could both have a common interest in that. If you're in Philadelphia, I'm in Philadelphia, then a common interest is let's talk about either the weather or who got shot, okay? So, and there's other positive things that we don't normally try to spread. Why? Because I guess it's boring and we don't want to stay in that space. So we speak on these negative things. But, it amazed me that, I don't watch the news. I used to get a news brief through my phone. Like on the alarm, there's an option to get a quick news brief when it wakes you up. So what's happening in the world. And I quickly took that shit off. Okay. As soon as I got up, I'm hearing this and that, this and that. I'm like, man, I didn't even open my eyes yet. And I'm already getting flooded, and it's never good stuff. Right. So I'm looking at these channels and I always say, man, if it doesn't pay you, if you don't have any reason being in there, you don't have to continue being merchants of negativity, merchants of bad news. So the crime crimes of the tongue are words of unkindness, of anger, of malice, of envy, of bitterness, of harsh criticism, gossip, lying, and scandal. Listen, let's be honest here. Let's put it all out on the table for yourself, okay? You don't have to lie to me, but please don't lie to yourself. We all have this at once. And when it becomes overpowering and the first initial thought, the first initial thing is all these different sayings of negativity or tongues of the word, of crimes of the tongue. So what do we do to avoid that? First of all, avoid it in ourselves, and secondly, avoid it when you hear it from someone. Well, I just gave you an example. If you're seeing it through your own channels, when you're alone, if you're hearing it, you could control that. Some people say, I can't control others. And this is what I want to do, a series on the Kingship of Control. And this is straight from an awesome author, very old, 1899. The Kingship of Self-Control, William George Jordan. So I wanted to do a little series, maybe a 3-episode series on how to control yourself. And that's what we're focused on. Because by controlling yourself, you're controlling your reality, and you're controlling essentially everyone that's in your reality. How does that work? Stacey, I can't control anyone. What if I jump in an Uber, or I jump in a cab, or I'm a mix among other people at the workplace environment and I can't leave? What do you mean you can't leave? You could control yourself. You could excuse yourself. You could get out of there. Now, the most important thing is that this thing is contagious. Like, even when you're listening, it's contagious and it will shape your reality. So the first and foremost thing is watch what you're bringing in. And if it isn't, positive or empowering or enlightening, and I'm not saying, man, you're going to, listen, you're going to see something and you're going to make a joke. You're going to hit the gossip. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when it's overpowering, when this is the first thing, when these are your instinctual behaviors, instinctual language, that's when we have a problem. So sensational newspapers and the news and the media and even YouTube now has become propaganda for shifting and giving us this. Now you have to be careful at what you're clicking and what you're doing, because you're placing it right in your vision here, and you're listening to it. I call it the vultures. I call them vultures. If a rich man gives a donation to some charity, they say he is doing it to get his name talked about, to help his business, to get accolades so everyone could see him. Okay? If he give it anonymously, they say, oh, it's some millionaire who is clever enough to know that refraining from giving his name will pique curiosity and no one will know who he is or she is. And, he will see that the public is informed at a later date. But let's take it another step further. If he does not give the money to charity, what do they say next? They say, man, he's stingy with money. It's like the rest of them. It's like the rest of the millionaires. I told you, man. They are filthy people. The gossip and slander, okay? Virtue, in a sense, is seen to be masked, okay? It's in the background. Noble ideas are pretense. Generosity, maybe a bribe. So what do we have here? We have the situation where you could do no right. We have a situation where others are always going to have something to say about something that really doesn't concern them. Now, on the flip side of it, I watched another video on YouTube, and this video where someone was talking about, spirituality and their reality and their thoughts and how they feel as if we are everything is numerical. Everything is ones and zeros. The universe is based upon numbers and carbohydrates, everything. The number of amino acids create a steak, and, the DNA, and, just very kind of quantum physics stuff. and I was watching it. The first comment on there is, this is not true because man, why'd you watch it? Why did you have to and this thing is like, everybody has an opinion. Everybody wants to say something about what you're doing. What about you just, if you don't like it, you just move away from it. Okay? Now I understand if, it's coming in, you have to tell somebody about their negativity and what it's doing to you. Go right ahead. Because I agree with that. You're going to have to excuse yourself. You're going to have to say, hey, listen, you know what? I'm having a fantastic blessing. I have a great day ahead of me. I'm excited and I expect great things to happen to me today. And you could say that. And then say, hey, listen, but this conversation goes against everything that I set up for my day today. All right? So, and I know we judge a lot, and that's what's happening. Is like, judge, throw your opinion out there, get the first, be the first to say it, get the likes under it. To sustain ourselves in our own hasty judgments, we sometimes say, as we listen and accept without investigation the words of people. Investigation is important. Where there is so much smoke, there must be some fire. Yes, but their fire may be the only fire of malice. Firing of the reputation of another by the lighted torch of envy thrown into the innocent facts of life of superiority. So what does that mean right there? We take it. We take everything lightly, okay? Now, I want your day to be amazing. A part of a comfort killer's day is to wake up and feel great. And today I felt superbly great today. But again, I was watching these things on YouTube, and it just always comes to terms like, okay, well, why? Why share that? Why put that out there? You're keeping the balance going, but there's also a lot of great things that you could do. So I want you to watch the crimes of the tongue, your tongue, other people's tongue, make the decision to take back the control, put it on yourself, either remove yourself, investigate and explain, or just don't eliminate it altogether. And you could do that in your own home living. You could do that in your car. You could do that in your space at work. You have control and dominion over yourself. You have control and dominion over your feelings. You have control and dominion over your thoughts. And I want you to really believe that. So let me just leave you with this here. And this is a piece from the book. And again, we're going to talk about a couple different ways that we could gain control. And we're talking about simplicity. We're going to talk about disease. We're going to talk about charity. We're going to talk about a lot of it. But I want to leave you with this because it's very important. Self-control may be developed in precisely the same manner as we tone up a weak muscle. By little exercises day by day, let us each day do as mere exercises of discipline in moral gymnastics, a few acts that are disagreeable to us, the doing of which will help us in instant action in our hour of need. Now, the disagreeable part is uncomfortable. That's why I love this, because it really brings out the comfort killer in all of us. The exercises may be very simple, dropping for a time an intensely interesting book at the most thrilling page of the story, jumping out of bed at the first moment of waking, walking home when one is perfectly able to do so, but when the temptation is to take a car. These are the way we change the things here. Talking to some disagreeable person and trying to make the conversation pleasant. These daily exercises in moral discipline will have a wondrous tonic effect on man's whole moral nature, and you'll start to really feel in control of yourself. So I am Stacey A. Cross. There's no E in my name. Check out thecomfortkillers.com. This episode today is brought to you by God. I am.